Okay, so when I came across the words industry network, I thought, okay, I really want to look into this and see what this is about. And if you haven't visited the website yet, you should do so. I looked at it, and the names of the agencies that were coming were all top-notch, really good agencies, and there was about 75 of them. And I got in touch with the founder of the event. And as I was speaking to her, what I liked was I'm asking her questions and she's vetting me while I'm vetting her. She wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to bring people that weren't ready for this event to this event. And I was trying to make sure that the event was a good event. So we had this mutual conversation where we figured out that we were both kind of on the same page. And then I found out that her name is Tiffany. Tiffany used to run IPOP. Now, IPOP was started by JRP, John Robert Powers, and I used to own a franchise of John Robert Powers. So Tiffany started IPOP, and what I didn't like about IPOP was, again, it was too expensive. There were 2,000 participants, so you're lost in a sea of faces, and the casting people and the agencies and the VIPs are asleep by the time you get there. So that's not good. And they were stupid expensive. So, yes, it being the Rolls Royce of these kind of events, it's pricey, but I went, that's not okay. So Tiffany had started those for JRP. She knew how to run those. She didn't like what they'd become. So she had the same issues with her own creation, because it was by a different company, that I had with her creation. So she had left to do something better. So I looked at this and went, okay, that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like something that goes right up with my moral code about how I want people treated as far as talent goes. And when she sent me the information, I thought, okay, and this is a much better price point. It costs $1,600 to participate in the industry network. And to me, if I look at how much money it would take for a talent to go to LA for 4 days or go to New York for 4 days, would they be able to accomplish the same thing on their own without the event? And I say, no, that's really not possible. It would take you much more time than 4 days to meet 75 agents. Absolutely take much more time. So you'd have to travel multiple times, set up a whole bunch of appointments, try to get to see them, spend too much time on hotel and airfare. You'd never be able to do it for the same price point as what she was offering. So I thought, okay, that part hits my criteria. Yes, good. The agency list was impressive. Yes, good. What I realized after attending the first one is that she is so attentive to the people that have participated that if an agency couldn't make it that year and there's a talent that should meet that agent, she'd follow up after the event and make sure that you meet that agent, or at least get to have a conversation with them this way. So those things said to me, this is a great opportunity. This is well done. Now, what does the whole thing mean? What is the goal here? In order to do an event like this, in order to think about doing an event like this, most of these agencies are from LA, they are from New York, and they are the top-notch kind. And you might not have ever heard of them, but if you look up on their websites, you'll realize how much work that these people do. When I mentioned that my one girl signed with William Morris Endeavor because of an event like this, that ended up becoming actually a problem for her because all of their castings were at a higher level than she was qualified at the time. She didn't have enough stuff on her resume to actually be hired. So the agency she was working with was really too high level for where she was, which was entry level. And she ended up going with a different one called CESD. Now, most people, when I say CESD, they don't know who I'm talking about. But CESD helped boost her career enough to get her working and to get her into things like, right now she was in a movie with Tom Cruise. So those kind of things might be your stepping stone. You just don't know it yet. And when I look at that kind of opportunity is worth more than necessarily seeing somebody who's too big an agency for you. So next level, yes, bigger market, great opportunities, the right type of agencies for talent that's not at a major market already. So if you should go to the industry network, some of the agencies say, I'd really love to work with you. When do you plan to be here? Meaning LA or New York. Many of them say that. If you don't really have a plan to go and do that, you're really just kind of feeling out the market. Now I say this, but at the same time, there are some agencies there that do self-tape submission type stuff. So some of them have major series, major castings, co-star, guest star roles and that kind of thing that are coming through them, and they allow videotape submissions from wherever you are. So there are some there that do that, but a lot of them have the opposite question. When do you plan to be here? Now, you don't have to have a definitive answer for that. Sometimes it could be like, okay, down the road in my life, I know that's what I want to do. I know that's my goal. And then you collect their contact information and say, okay, when I get there, I'll contact you. A lot of them will stay in the same job anyway, in the same agency for many, many years. So you're kind of safe in doing that if that's something you want to do eventually. If you're just interested in working in your own home market and have no intention of doing anything bigger than that, then this event is not for you. So I will happily throw that out there and go, okay, you really don't want to do that, because it's effort and expense, and just to find out whether or not you're good enough, that's kind of silly. It's kind of silly to do. You can, if you have that, if you want to think of it as an expensive vacation or a vacation, then you can do that. But I really recommend this event for people who know that down the line they want to be real serious about their career. So that's what I got to check my phone and see if people are trying to get on late. Nope. Okay, good. So that's what this is for, and that's what it's about. Now, when you attend the Industry Network, they're doing it two different ways this time, because what happened was I went in June of 2019. We had a great time. Everybody got signed. Everybody got representation. Everybody got awards. It was great. It was wonderful. And then we went again in January. Now there's January and June that they tend to do this. So we went in January of that next year, and I only took 3 people because most people couldn't travel again right after the holidays. So they wanted to wait till June. Okay, great. Everybody wanted to wait till June, and along came COVID. So I got to go twice. Both times it was positive and wonderful for my people. And then COVID came. So June of last year was skipped completely. She didn't do anything. And while she was not doing anything, she formulated a way to do it virtually. So she signed up for something called Hop-In, which is similar to Zoom, but much more intricate, you know what I'm saying. So it has different spaces, like you join the Hop-In platform, and there is different rooms. There's something that's like the waiting room, and then there's different other rooms that you can join where individual Zoom meetings are going on. So it's kind of like if you were standing there in a convention and had multiple rooms where things were happening, it was happening that same way virtually through Hop-In. So what she did was, in each of these separate rooms, there would be about 10 agents tops in each of them. So when you'd go to meet them, you'd meet some of them in one room, and then you'd go to room B, and then you'd go to room C, and you'd meet them all a little bit at a time. Now, she set it up so that everyone got to meet the agents in just an informal conversation kind of thing. Hold on for me just a second. My son needs me for a minute. Okay. So each of the rooms had those agents there. You had a chance to go and answer an interview question and tell them a little bit about yourself, that kind of a thing first, which is kind of nice, because if you were really at one of these other conventions, you don't get a chance to say anything about yourself, you just perform. So they gave you this opportunity to talk to them a little bit, and you'd go from one room to another until you met all of them. And then if you were a model, they had really, normally in person, there's 3 different events that you'd participate in. One being a resort or swimwear outfit, another one being a fashion outfit, and then a test shoot. And what they did for those things was they had an appointment set up ahead of time with the photographer and the model, and the photographer took pictures through his phone doing I want to say it was FaceTime. They used FaceTime. So while somebody's holding up their phone and FaceTiming with you and the photographer was taking pictures through his FaceTime. So that turned out actually a lot better than I thought. They made sure the lighting was good. They made sure that the models were posed well. Everybody got pictures from it. It was really kind of neat. So that's how they did the test shoot events. The runways, they had us meet up and well, you could individually do it. They wanted you to make a TikTok video of your runway walk. So what I did instead was I met up with my models. We had a set place where it was like, one at a time. Of course, it was really, nobody there except for us. Changing into your outfits. I had a hairstylist, makeup artist there, and we videoed outside in Raleigh. So I did that for my people to make sure that they had good videos. So that's how they did the runway portion. And they had 2 separate videos with 2 outfits. So I edited them together so that, here's the resort, 2 outfits, here's the fashion, 2 outfits, and then they had the 2 separate videos. So they had those things going on. Now, because it was virtual, she also had them learn a beauty commercial. So the models did that too. So essentially they had 5 opportunities to be seen by these VIPs, which is a lot of exposure, which is really nice. So that's what happened there virtually. In person live, it would be a test shoot that you're standing there in the line for and do live, and then you do the 2 runway walks and also have an opportunity to stand there and meet them and talk to them. So that's what the exposure's like if it's in person. Now, she's now offering either or. You can participate in this by going to LA with us if it's open, and being there in LA at the Industry Network. If it's not open, everybody will go virtual. And if you go virtual, when it's not open, she will allow you to come to the next one live for no additional charge, which is cool. So you actually get to do it twice. Now, if it's your option to do virtual and there is a live one going on, then that doesn't happen. So either way, but you can essentially pick, as long as they're both going on in June, as long as we're allowed to travel, it'll be happening both ways. So you can pick and choose which one you'd want to do. Now, a lot of groups, a lot of companies bring a lot of people. I have been told that my group is small but mighty. That is the term that everyone used for my people. You guys are small but mighty. I had 7 participants last time. We took away 21 awards. So it was like everybody was doing really good. And they were coming in, winner. They were coming in first runner-up. They were doing really great. So we were small but mighty. Constantly getting our name up there, which is really cool. Which means that those VIPs know to look out for my people. They know that when I bring people, I'm bringing people who are ready, willing, able. They know that about me, that I'm particular. So if this is something that you want to do, you can choose either way you want to do it. I'm not sure if it's happening live in June. If it's happening live in June, then I will have to be there running around a hotel, making sure everybody gets together when they're supposed to and doing what they're supposed to and that they're ready to walk in the door. It'll be very hard for me, and I will still try. I will try to figure out how to do it. It will be hard for me to keep the virtual people on track while the real one is going on. It'll be hard for me to double task that. But what I think we could do is, because I'm comfortable with the platform, because I know how it works, we could do a lot of support ahead of time so that you know how to do it, where to go, what room to be in, when, and that kind of thing. One of the things that I found very challenging is if it's an event and we have an appointment to go do, say, commercial, if we're supposed to go do the commercials, then I can know that my people are standing outside the door 15 minutes ahead of time. When it's virtual, I didn't know where my people were if they weren't online. I couldn't physically go find them and grab them and pull them in front of their computers and go, do this, it's almost your turn. I couldn't do that. So they go off and have lunch and lose track of time and then come back and it's like, where are they? They're not on. So if we establish ahead of time that this is what you're supposed to do, this is how you're supposed to do it, this is where you're supposed to be, I shouldn't really have to worry about that kind of babysitting kind of thing, as long as you know what you're doing. So we'll do a lot of tech support ahead of time if you want to participate virtually, because I'm not sure how much I'll be able to jump on and go, okay, I don't see this person in the waiting room to do their thing. I'm now going to text them. I'll try to, but I'm not sure I'm going to have a lot of time to do that while I'm chasing people around live in a hotel. So I'll try to make sure that you're really ready to be responsible and ready to be there and functioning and ready. The way it works, it starts on a Friday, and there's a couple of workshops that happen on Friday along with one of the networking events. So you need to have that Friday free, kind of starting in the afternoon. Because it's LA time is 3 hours earlier. That's absolutely lovely because nothing that starts over there is going to start before noon on the East Coast. So everything was starting at noon and later. But the Friday things start, it goes all the way through Saturday, it goes all the way through Sunday. Monday is when the agents get to meet with you and talk to you if they want to sign or are interested in seeing you more. So callbacks happen on Monday along with the awards thing in the evening. So the Monday is the finale, big deal kind of thing. When we attend live, what's great is we can fly out there on Friday, leaving early in the morning, end up arriving around 11 o'clock in the afternoon, well, 11 o'clock in the morning, still over there. And our room's not even ready yet. It's not check-in time. So it's good. We go to lunch, we drop the bags at the concierge, come back, check into our rooms, and then the workshops start at 7 p.m. So there's a lot of time to get acclimated and talk about, our game plan and how's everybody feeling about what they're going to do and how's your clothes and do we need to spray your resumes and attach them to the back of your headshots? What do we need to do to make sure you're totally ready? So we do have that kind of time on the Friday, and then starts the workshops. Now the workshops tend to be with casting people, with acting coaches. Live, it's been the New York Film Academy that has done a workshop there. And when they do that, they're kind of, having people interact and volunteer and do improvs and things like that. And they also gave one of my people a $10,000 scholarship. So participating in that is a smart move because it may pay off that they'll remember you later. So that was a great opportunity. The Saturdays, the events that are mandatory for actors are you do a scene, which is a minute and a half, you do a commercial that's 30 seconds, and you do a monologue that's a minute, and it can be comedic or dramatic. What I've noticed is if you participate live, they also have something called the Performers Showcase, where certain performers are chosen to be the entertainment during the award ceremony. So they get to be up on stage. And when they do that, they ask people to perform a comedic monologue in order to audition to do that. So if that's something that you wanted to pursue, you'd want to make sure you had a comedic monologue ready, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the one you use as your monologue for the showcase itself. So you might have to prepare two, meaning a drama and a comedy, depending on what's your stronger thing. So that's what actors do. There are optional things. I've already talked to you about what models are supposed to do. This is what actors are supposed to do. You can participate in both if you're somebody who likes to do both and is interested in doing both. If you do that, then the participation fee, instead of it being like, oh, you have to pay twice, no, it's only $500 more to do the second interest. Also, if you're a singer and want to do 3 songs, that's considered another interest, and that would be $500 more. So on top of those things, there's also optional categories. So if you want to be in the headshot judging, if you want to be in fashion print judging and show off your modeling photos, if you want to be in a cold read, a improv, those things are all optional. Voiceover was another one. They give you a script for a voiceover, and you just record it on your phone with your phone tipped down so that they can't see anything, they can only hear you, and then you send in that file. So if those are things you wanted to participate in, those are an extra 100 each. So depending on what you want to do, but that's all opportunity. That's all chances to be seen more. It's all something, a lot of my people were like, hey, I'm already going to LA. I might as well, throw in an extra $100 and do cold read. And that makes sense. But, it's all about what's budgeted for you. Now, when we go, if you go live, we stay in the same hotel. Everybody's in the same hotel where the event takes place. And that's mandatory as well. But she picks hotels near LAX. So there is no transportation to worry about. You hop on the shuttle bus and just go over there. And the same thing when it's time to leave. You just grab your shuttle bus and go on back over to the airport. So it's real simple. When we go live, though, on Monday, there's a little time between callbacks and the awards that night. And some people use that time to do their hair and do their makeup and all that stuff. My people have the option of using that time to go meet Margie Haber, Brad Pitt, Halle Berry, Kelly Preston, Vince Vaughn's acting coach, because she does an open house on Mondays, coincidentally. So we just run over to Margie Haber's office and see her and listen to their method and how they deal with actors and how things work when you're actually an actor working in LA. So it's real fun to meet her. She's crazy. She's a lot of fun. But that's what my people have the option to do. And then we all hop in the same Uber if there's, well, might be 2 Ubers depending on how many of us there is. And then we split the cost. So it's, a couple bucks. Within walking distance of the hotel, there's a McDonald's, there's a Denny's, there's a Taco Bell, there's a Subway. So you don't have to necessarily eat the real expensive hotel food. Now, there is one banquet night if you're attending there live, and the banquet is there, you have to go to the banquet. The banquet food is a $69 ticket to get into that. So those are what the fees are like. And some people who have said, okay, it's expensive to travel. The hotel nights, I think they were going for, what is it, $175 a night. I'm going to double check that real quick because I have my packet here. Hold on a minute. Let me see what it says this year. Hotels may have changed because of the fact that, group rate is $99 a night for a king or double, $109 for a triple. So that's inexpensive for LA costs for sure. In the past, they have allowed us to put people together as roommates, therefore splitting the cost. If you're comfortable with having 4 people in your room, you're only paying $100 for your hotel. If you've got 2 people, then you're paying $200 for your hotel to stay for 4 nights. So that can make that really easy on you if they're allowing it. Because of COVID, they were now saying that they wouldn't allow people that weren't family members to not be together. All family members could be together, but other than that, they weren't allowing rooming. That may change if there's COVID testing available to do that, to clear you for that, or if you've been vaccinated. So we'll see what they say about that as time comes up. But if that becomes something that you're interested in, it could be an option. If you're looking at things and going, well, it's all really expensive, you can totally not worry about your airfare. You can totally not worry about your hotel, and you can do it virtually. So that's another thing that can help people to make this easier. What I have recommended to my people, and this is kind of an interesting way to look at building your career. If you've started off with a small market, if you've started off with boutique agencies, and that's what you've been doing, and you've been grooming yourself, for bigger and better. I have a lot of people that are career extras that just go around and they're doing extra work after extra work, and that's what they feel like they're doing. And I'm like, if you want to get out of that and you want to move up, this is how you get to those bigger auditions. This is how you get to those things. And to do so, you have to be really ready. So when I take my people to the Industry Network, I coach them for free. So between now and June, you would be able to be with me once a week. If you're doing modeling, it's one session time. If you're doing acting, it's another session time. If you're doing both, you would be with me twice a week. So that's something that I throw in there. And the Industry Network was like, you can charge for coaching. And I went, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to charge for coaching because I would much rather just know that you're okay to do this, that you're ready, that you're up to the quality of the people that I've brought before. I would much rather just be hands-on about that and say, I'm doing this if you're going with me. So I do that. It usually starts at 12:30. It's 12:30 on Sundays. I was doing 10 a.m. on Saturdays, but I might move that to noon for modeling. And we get together on I've been using Google Hangouts Meet for that, but we get together on there and everybody's everybody's on together, and we work the scenes, we work the scripts, we work the commercials, we see your walk, we, you know, do all those things for you so that we're sure that you're building on it and ready by the time comes. I help you find scenes or scripts or monologues if you need help with that. I basically do all this so that I'm sure that you're good to go. And what was really cool with my last group is I had people from Connecticut, I had people from Chicago, I had people from the Carolinas and from Florida and Georgia. I had all these people in my group, and they were all interacting with each other and each other's scene buddies, and they would read opposite each other and they would give each other critique. And it was just wonderful to have these people from all over getting to know each other and interacting this way. So it was really, really cool. And they're still part of my group. They participated as virtual in January. And then now if we go in June, they're getting to do it again, and they're coming with me, and we're all going to be in the same room together, which will be awesome. So those people are on my team right now. So this next team is going to be a bigger team than I've ever taken, because I'm going to have 8 people that already participated once that are going to do it again. But I'm looking for new people that are going to join that team. So it would be really neat to be able to integrate you in with them and have you part of that bunch too, because they're already like family. They're all friends and they're chummy, and they're there to support each other. So some of them I think are making plans to, you know, take trips out to LA together when all this stuff is done. They're going to be like, hey, let's go back out and go see our agents. So that's what they're doing. And it's really very neat. So it's thus far, what I've seen of this event is that it's time effective, it's cost effective, and it's a good opportunity. Now, Anna, I know I met you through Barbizon. Yeah, Barbizon does something similar, and some of the same people that were at Barbizon are the ones that participate in the Industry Network and are the same VIPs, some of them. So a lot of them you might go, oh, I've already met those people. So you got to kind of think if that makes sense for you or not. And depending on if you're doing another Barbizon event, because you might be. You're muted, so unmute for me.
I'm going to Passport to Discovery in August.
Okay.
But I'd love to do this event if it makes sense to do both of them.
That's the thing. It might not make sense for you to do both of them if you're going to have Passport to Discovery a month later. You're already signed up to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might not make any sense for you at this point. You know, possibly after Passport to Discovery goes on, and if you see if that provided ample opportunity for you, then maybe you could think about, you know, maybe doing January. But I don't think that doing June would make much sense for you to put out extra expense to just meet people that you might meet anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, did you come to me through Barbizon?
No, ma'am. I met you through, forgot her name already. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Candy.
Okay, Candy. That's right. Okay, that's right. So you're not already looking at some other opportunity that's similar to this.
Correct.
Cool. And then your name on there is just adorable, but I don't know how to say that. If that's really your name and not your parents' name.
Mine?
No, other participant here.
No, that's my name. Aditi.
That is your name. Say it for me.
Aditi.
Aditi. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. It's really neat. And how did you come to know about me?
I got a message through Kids Casting.
Oh, you're from Kids Casting. Okay, cool. Was your mom in the room behind you somewhere listening to all this?
She's not right now, but I could call her.
No, it's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the recording of this up in the event so that other people can watch it. And then that way they can get the information and you can share it with your mom. What I want to do is I want to see what all of you are interested in. I want to see what all of you are capable of. And then from there, if I think that this is something you should do, I'll send you a packet of information so that you can share that too. Okay, so cool. Anna, even though I'm going, this might not be the best idea for you. I'm going to start with you simply because I mean, you're signed to me and all that other stuff. And I know I saw you do things at the Barbizon thing. But you know what happens to a brain of somebody who's seen 300 people? It goes to mush and you don't remember anything. So as far as what I remember of your performance, I know I've watched video. Let me see what you're like off the cuff. And what'll be fun is, if you don't mind me, I'll see what you're doing, and then I'd like to give you a little direction and see how you function with it. Is that okay with you? Okay.
Yeah. What would you like me to do?
Which do you think is your favorite thing to do? Do you have a great monologue that you love, or a commercial that you love?
I love my monologue.
You love your monologue. All right, cool. Then that's what I want to see. I'm gonna pin you to my screen so you're nice and big, and if everybody mutes for her so that we don't interrupt her, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, action, and then I want you to do your monologue. And even if it's amazing and incredible, I'm going to come up with something to give you as a direction to see if you change it. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, action.
James, I'm so sorry. The meeting, they said it would only take an hour, and they just kept talking and talking, and I couldn't get them to stop, and I'm sorry. I got you a goldfish because I wanted to get you flowers, but I went to the store, and of course today is the one day that they didn't have any flowers, and there was a pet shop next door. Oh, and they had puppies, but I figured you didn't really want a puppy because they take a lot of time, and you don't really have a lot of time. So I got you a goldfish because I loved goldfish when I was little, and they always died. And I later found out that it's because they have this waste from their gills and their feces, and in a really short amount of time, they create a really toxic environment for themselves. So they die, which is crazy. So if you don't want Squishy, it's okay, because in a week, he'll be dead.
Okay, I now do remember that monologue. Michael's laughing really hard. I do remember that monologue, and I do remember why I like you. Okay, so you're welcome. Let me ask you this. His name is what?
James.
James. Okay. When you're talking to James, do you have someone distinctly in your head that you're picturing?
Yes.
Yes. And is this person someone that you actually had a relationship with or not?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to change that.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of it being someone that you actually had a relationship with, is there someone that you can think of that you would have loved to have had a relationship with, but he was just the ungettable get, absolutely not going to happen? That person that makes you go, oh, wow. That one?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to picture him.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to do it again, but I want you to picture him and see what happens. Okay. 3, 2, 1, action.
James, I'm so sorry. The meeting, they said it would only take an hour, and they just kept talking and talking, and I couldn't get them to stop, and I'm sorry. I got you a goldfish because I wanted to get you flowers, but I went to the store, and of course today's the one day that they didn't have any flowers, and there was a pet shop next door, and they had puppies, but I figured you didn't really want a puppy because they take a lot of time, and you don't really have a lot of time. So I got you a goldfish because I always loved goldfish when I was little, and they always died, and I found out later it's because they have this waste from their gills and their feces, and in a really short amount of time, they create a really toxic environment for themselves. So they die, which is crazy. So if you don't want Squishy, it's okay, because in a week, he'll be dead.
Did it feel different?
Yes.
Yes. One of the interesting things that I would, if I were you, and this is just a constructive criticism, if I were you, I know you put your eye contact over here when you were talking to him, but when you weren't talking to him, you were way over here. And I get that, like, maybe you didn't want to really talk to him all that much because you were kind of, feeling awkward. But if we didn't lose your eyes so much, and we were able to be drawn more into you because they were up and they were over and we could see them better, that might be more effective.
Okay.
You might want to be more aware of your eye contact because it moved around a lot. And I found that if you kind of really, really draw somebody in by being able to be seen with your eyes, it can be really good. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Cool. But you're adorable. You're adorable. How much of this stuff have you done? I know you did the Barbizon thing. How long prior to that were you working on your career?
I started my Barbizon classes in 2018.
Okay.
No, I started them in 2019.
Okay. So it's been 2 years and one got buffered by COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Because your growth is definitely there. Were you doing theater or something like that prior?
I did theater in high school and elementary school and all the schools.
And what's your eventual goal?
Well, I can't sing to save my life. So Broadway's not really an option, but I'd love to do movies professionally.
Okay.
I'd love to really work with that.
And how is your time spent now?
My time is spent at work, at my job, at the gym, reading.
Okay. So you're not like, I'm stuck at a college campus right now.
No,
Okay. Cool, cool. And how old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20. Okay.
I look about 14, I know.
That's a positive. That's a positive because you can do the roles that are meant for, 16, 17, and they want somebody over 18 to play younger. That's really good for you. So no, that's look 14 as long as you'd like. Most of us would like to look 14 as long as we'd like, but it doesn't really happen. Okay. Cool. What I want you to do for me, keep me posted on the passport to discovery thing and let me know, how that goes and such. I had a conversation with Barbizon about, me talking to Barbizon people about going to the Industry Network, and they're like, do you promote that to them? Because, we are doing events. And I'm like, I know that. like I know that. And I really tell the Barbizon people that maybe they're already getting what they need from you guys anyway. So, if that's the case and you're fine, then, I don't want people to do both for no reason. That would be silly. Yep. But it's really good to be able to see what you're capable of too and have this conversation. And for you to know that this event exists should the Barbizon thing not pan out to be what you'd like it to be, So
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. Who do I want to see next? I forget who logged on first. I would pick out of the other two. Let's see. I'm gonna say her name wrong again. Aditi. Okay, I'm gonna get it. Did you prefer a commercial or a monologue or something?
Yeah, I have a short commercial.
Okay, super. Well, while I've got you, tell me a little bit about your background and your history within the industry. If you're on kids casting, you've probably done a few things or you've been trying for a little while. Tell me about your path.
Well, I haven't actually been able to do any roles yet. I've had this interest for a long time, but I started to actually play it recently. I joined kids casting beginning of this year, and I applied for a couple roles recently. But there's still a lot of deadlines, so I still didn't hear anything back. But I really love acting. I've always done it with me and my brother have always done it ourselves, I guess, but I haven't really done any professional roles.
Okay. So when you say you and your brother had done it yourselves, were you just goofing around the house, making up your own skits and stuff and filming yourself? What were you doing?
Yeah, we would always do some skits from movies that we love. We would always, out of nowhere, we just pick out a scene and then randomly start doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
What a great way to spend your time. I love it. Okay, so where are you located?
Concord, NC.
Okay, so you're in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Awesome. So am I. Okay, Cool. So did you do actual plays ever through school or something like that? Did you do any of that stuff or no?
Through school, we never had like theater or anything,
Okay.
but so I never got a chance to do any of those.
Right, right. So with your situation, I go, you did this with your brother. Did your brother get on kids casting too, or just you?
Just me.
Just you. Okay. And your parent isn't home right now, right?
They are. I can
They are?
get them.
Okay. That's fine. Just make sure that since they didn't catch all the information that I was given, that they rewatch that when I post it, because I'll be posting that. So have them watch that. But you're kind of new, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a problem. I work with developmental talent and I help them to get ready for things like this. So it's okay. Plus, considering this is the first time we've had a conversation, I may be interested in signing you too to the agency. How old are you?
12.
You're 12.
Soon to
Okay.
be 13.
Okay. The camera loves your face, by the way. So that's a really neat thing. And the fact that you have an ethnic diversity to you is great. Okay, bye, Anna. There's a lot of roles right now that ask for people who appear to be your type. What is your ethnic background?
Both my parents are Indian,
Okay.
but I was born here.
Great, great. Because there's a lot of roles now for people that appear Indian. So you've got a good thing there, right there. You've got a nice look. You say you have a commercial ready for me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1 action, just like I did with Anna. And then when I point at you, then you start. Ready? 3, 2, 1 action.
My parents are always saying, Aditi, eat your Brussels sprouts, or Aditi, finish your spinach. Yuck. Why is it that everything that's good for me tastes so bad? Well, I know one thing that's good for me that tastes delicious. My Flintstones vitamins. I chew them up and they keep me healthy and strong. And they're so much more better than cauliflower.
Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with you that I did with Anna. You speak well. You have good emotion. I like your energy. One thing, you're a little fast, so try and slow it down a little bit. And then I want you to think about who you would say these words to if they were really your words. Now, of course, you can't say them to your parents because you're talking about your parents. So you have to pick somebody else. So
I guess it would be my friend or my brother.
okay, pick one. Which one?
My friend?
Friend? Okay. And your friend's name is?
Haley?
Okay. I want you to talk to me as if you're talking to her exactly. Okay?
Okay.
Make it seem really, really real, like real conversational, because this is us just eavesdropping on a part of your life, and we get to see your conversation with her about yucky vegetables.
Okay.
Okay? Ready? Do it again. 3, 2, 1, action.
My parents are always saying, eat your Brussels sprouts or finish your spinach. Yuck, why is it that everything that's supposed to be good for me tastes so bad? Well, I know one thing that's good for me that doesn't taste so bad. My Flintstones vitamins. They keep me healthy and strong, and they're way better than cauliflower.
Good. Did you feel the difference?
Yeah, kind of. I guess I didn't really stress it out.
Yeah, you got more conversational, and that's what I wanted to see. So you did well at taking direction, which is good too, because some people, they'll practice something and then they just get stuck there, and then you can't move them around and they can't take direction, but you just did. So that was really good. I liked it a lot. I think that between now and June, I could certainly have you prepared well with a scene and a monologue, and maybe tweak that commercial even a little more, so that it would be polished enough for this event. I think that we could manage that in that much time based on what you've shown me. So what I want to do is I'll send you the information for your parents and all of that. When when you sign on to my group, I automatically get your email address. So I have it. So I can give that to you. And then, look it over the weekend, and then have your parents get in touch with me and ask me whatever questions that they have, because I really think that this could be something that could be nice for you. And I want to send you information about agency signing too. Do you have any professional pictures right now?
Not any recent ones because of COVID and all,
Right.
but I have a couple pictures.
Okay. I'll want to take a look at those. And I do have somebody that's coming into town to do photography beginning of April. Might be end of March, beginning of April. But he's coming to do headshots. And the last person that he did them for ended up booking 18 gigs in the next 6 months. So they work. And that's what matters to me, is if the photos work and work well. So he's coming back. And when I have those dates and such, I can share that information with you too, so that he will stay 6 feet away. We only do it in we'll shoot one person for 2 hours, then we shoot the next person for 2 hours. So it's not like there's an overlap of too many people around at once. So a lot of it happens outside, and we do it as safe as we possibly can. So you're even welcome to change in your car if that makes you feel good. Okay. But yeah, I'll send you all that information and stuff. You are welcome to stay and look at whatever Michael's about to do. And yeah, you think you're going to get off easy and just have to do it for me, right? No, no, no. So we watch what he has to do and give him some pressure, and then we're done for the day. So nice meeting you. Glad you were here. Michael, your turn.
All right.
All right. So I know we've talked before. I know that you're located near Wilmington, correct?
Yeah, I live about 45 minutes from Wilmington, Southport, Oak Island area.
Okay. Yeah. You're right in the region here. Have you been doing any shoots lately? Have you been getting on any sets?
Not with everything that's going on between my family and, everything, work and COVID and stuff like that. My job was just closed for 2 weeks due to renovations, and then I had to travel out to Nashville because of my brother and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. You've had some stuff going on.
Oh, for sure. It's been absolutely insane, but I mean, you can't do anything besides move forward.
Yeah, and you're still here and you're still talking to me, and I see a smile on your face, and that's a good thing. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, kudos to you. When I gave the information about this event, does it seem like something that you're thinking would be good for you?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I've been on Legacies as an extra. I've just done a bunch of extra work pretty much. So Legacies, I've done Scream 5, Hightown, which is an HBO show, and also This Country, which is a BBC sitcom.
Yep.
All in Wilmington. Legacies was filmed in Atlanta. Whenever I lived in Nashville, I just drove down to Atlanta for that day.
Okay. So you've got your time on set that you're aware of how this works. Yeah. And I know we've talked about it before, and you seem to me like somebody with the right ambition level to do this. So it did make sense to me. Did you prepare a monologue or commercial?
Yes, I actually did.
What have you got?
Whenever you're ready.
Whenever I'm ready. All right. I'm going to 3, 2, 1 action you, and you
All
go.
right.
3, 2, 1 action.
Does Dad know? So you mean to tell me that every time that I go to school, you're just out there with that guy? I can't even look at you right now. So what are your plans, Mom? Are you going to run away with him? Are you actually in love? Or are you just his whore? I knew things weren't great between you guys, but this, really? I'm sorry, but I cannot keep your little secret. It's not my job. It's weighing too much on me. I hope you're good with ruining both of our lives. Because as far as I'm considered, you're not my mom anymore. Scene.
Oh, you took my writing and made it your own.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you did. Actually, that was quite nice. There was moments in there where your face did some expression type stuff that I don't think you're even aware that you did.
I don't think so. I think I was nervous.
But you did. So I can tell when you get into feeling it, and just knowing that you're capable of doing that is really great. So I know you weren't feeling it the whole time, but
Right.
but in certain parts, I could tell that you were really feeling it. And so that shows me that you have that ability to dig in there and put your real emotions out there. And that's really nice to see. What do I want you to change? Let me think here. Let me think. I'm thinking. I'm going to give you an idea. Okay. Okay. When you were doing this, where did you imagine that you were?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
When you were in the scene as the character, where did you imagine the setting to be?
To be honest, in my house on my dining room table.
Okay. Which is a good choice. I mean, that's a definite possibility. There's mom, she's at home. Let's see what happens. And this is just a, play with this. Let's see what happens if instead you saw her out at a cafe with them and approached the table.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All righty.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, action.
Mom? What are you doing out at lunch with this guy? Isn't this the guy from your job? No. It looks exactly what it looks like, Mom. I can't believe this. I'm telling Dad, and I cannot believe that you're doing this to the family. You are literally ripping us apart. And you, sir, whoever the fuck you are, you better get the hell out of town. Because whenever I tell my dad, it's going to be you that's going to be leaving. I'll see you at home, Mom.
Wow. I didn't expect you to redo the entire scene, but you did on the cuff, which is cool because that means your improv skills are good.
I used to dance. I still dance. I teach at the high school down here where I live. I performed around the United States for 3 months before. 2 summers ago, performed for thousands of people a night with a huge group of people. So it was just not me on the field and stuff like that. But I do teach dance, and I always try to teach my kids that, improvising is going to help you out a lot, especially whenever you audition for dance schools and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, you just pulled it out. You just did that really nicely. And what was interesting too is that I saw that you were able to take the setting and think about it a little bit. When you're suddenly in a public place having this sort of situation, you don't get as comfortable as you would in your living room. And
right.
Yeah, you portrayed that well because you made the conversation a little shorter instead of really going into it, which you would at home. Instead, you went, "I'll see you at home, Mom," and then you might have the next conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was neat. I like the way your brain functions. I like that you have the creativity. I like that you are able to get emotional. So nice stuff. I will want to share the packet with you and see if that's something that we can do and get you ready to do this and see where we go with you. I think that after all that's gone on with you, I would love to give you something to look forward to.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
I would love to. I think that with your personality, with your characteristics of the determination that you have, and that you're hardworking and your heart's in the right place in most things so far as that I've seen, I would think you'd make a great addition to our team. So I think that would be really cool. So yeah, Yeah. Okay, cool. That's all. Did you have questions for me, guys, before?
So, whenever we're going to go, if it's live in LA, and we do actually fly out to LA, we're paying for our own airfare and the hotel, correct?
Hotel. Yep. And you make your own reservations to do that. Considering I take people from all over the place, it would be really kind of crazy for me to even try to orchestrate all the airfare. They do give me a link, and I give the link to the people that are going for you to make your reservation. So of course you're not paying for your hotel until you arrive there, but at least you know that room is reserved for you once you go into the link and make sure that it is. So that comes to me as an event. You know, they get a cheaper rate because it's an event. So when that link comes to me, I immediately share that with my people. There's a couple things that I do to make sure you're always informed, because, you know, like it might say that on Saturday from 10 to 2, they're doing commercials, but the gray group will have a specific appointment time within that time frame. So when we get those, which we don't get until she has everybody registered, she knows how many people are in which group. When we get those, I put it all into a closed private community on the Get Real app. So I put all my participants into that one community, and then you'll constantly get information from me that way. So that link's going to be there. Any other stuff that comes up as far as, you know, timing or what's needed for me to be there. So I do also put together something called a Mobley app, and I'll show that to you. It looks like that. It went away, of course. Oh, we could still see that's the logo. It's basically used for group travel. So I put everybody into the Mobley app, and then you're able to put in your airline information so that I know when you're landing and I know when you're going to be there, and I can keep track of making sure everybody's okay. And then within that app, I'll show you what it looks like when I do this. Oh, of course, it's asking me for my email and everything. I'm not going to go into all that right now. Request a code. I'm not doing that. Okay. But within it, it'll have the event itself. You click on the event, and it'll show the whole itinerary of where we're supposed to be and when we're supposed to be in each room and everything, like specific rooms and specific times in there, along with photos of who's participating. So you can look at it and just go, oh, my face isn't on that. I must not need to be there. Or you can go, yes, my face is on that one. I should be there. So that's all in there as you go through the events, and you'll know where you should be and what time and all of that. So I will probably have in it my virtual people and my live people, because I'm sure the times will be different for each. And you just go to whichever one is you. So that'll be there to keep you informed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you able to do like coaching sessions on the weekends too? Can you do that?
I can probably like just tell my job I can work at nighttime 4 to 10.
Oh, that's
totally
funny.
fine with me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That works. Yay. I don't want you missing anything.
I'm gonna try not to, just with everything happening from the last time that we talked in November.
Yeah.
Through December, then January, then February. It's just like shit hit the fan, and it hit the fan pretty hard. So
Yeah, it did. Let me ask the both of you, since I still have you, modeling or acting or both?
both, hopefully.
Okay. And
Think.
you want to do both?
Just acting.
Just acting. Okay. Cool. So, you know, we'll look at that, and then I'd need to see you on just Sundays if it's just acting, or I'd need to see Saturday and Sunday if it's acting and modeling. So, but that's great, because it's lots of fun. So I would hope that you could make it as often as possible. If you ever need to miss a session, that's okay too. We do have plenty of time to gear you up. And if it gets like closer to the event time and you're not really, really ready, then I'll set up private sessions and go, let's make sure. Because I don't want anyone feeling like they're not ready. You have a question, I think.
Yeah, when is it that the sessions start? Like,
I'm doing them already, considering that my group from January is going again. We've been every week. So even tomorrow, I'm on with my group that's going at 12:30. So depending on how soon, the sooner that you're registered to come, the sooner that you can start being in the group. So
Oh, okay.
With the registration, you can do a $300 deposit and then do payments from now until June, and that gets you in. So if that's something that's, easier for you, if you finance it, they charge you a 10% extra finance fee. If you don't finance it and you pay for it up front, then you don't have to pay the finance fee. So it's cheaper to do it all at once if you can. If you can't, then doing $300 will get you into the groups. I'll know that you're committed. I know that you're coming. The paperwork is done. When all of that stuff is there, then I know that you can be in the group. I just don't let people in if they're not really coming. They're not allowed. It's a secret. It's my secret group. It's my team. It's my secret weapon. so yeah. But you'll get all the information today. I'll send that over to you. I do have an e-sign version of the agreement to participate, which you just kind of click through. It makes life a little easier to do something with a PDF. But she just sent it to me last night, so I have to kind of upload that into my software and put all the little blocks in for you so that you can click through. It'll be ready by tonight, so I'll be sending that over. Okay. All righty. If you look through it tonight and say, yes, I'm doing this, and you want to do that quickly, I'll be on my phone and standing by my rest of my day. I have one other meeting with somebody for an hour, but my rest of my day, I'll be able to tech support you in any way you need. So if that's something that you're ready to do and want to be there tomorrow, I can do that. I will be ready to do that. If not, then you could start next weekend.
Where will the recording be?
Where will the recording be?
Of this meeting?
Of this meeting? I'm going to put it, can I put it in the Facebook too? I was going to put it in the event of this group, of my group, my Get Real group. I was going to put the recording in the event. So it'll be in the comments of the event and they can watch it over. Okay, cool. Any other questions for me before I say bye?
I'll just let you know, whenever I was acting and these little red dots on my eyes, I had laser surgery like 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
So they were just to like remove some like little spots in my eyes, but they'll heal and they'll look good. I promise.
They'll heal. We can always put makeup on you too.
Hey, I do makeup too, so.
Okay, guys got it anyway. So sure, not a problem. Okay, anything else, you guys? I think we covered it pretty much. As you read the packet, if you get questions and such, feel free to message me through the Mighty Network app. I'll be, watching that today. So let me know if you have questions and I'll be here.
Yes,
okay?
Ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a great rest of the day and I'll talk to you soon.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye.